Flyers TV is sponsored by the Bay Hotel.
Todd, here we are, and we're what, a month away from the end of last season, and we've got 2 signings down already. I mean that must give you a bit of hope to be ahead of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we identified a core of these guys that we wanted back. Stocks and Dings, a huge part of that, and absolutely delighted to have those guys signed and ready to go. I think it just shows our intention to put together a good, solid squad for this season again, a very competitive one, and I don't think we can go wrong with starting off with them 2 signings.
Stockton was the player that was announced this week. What was it about him that made you want to include him in the lineup next year?
Shane came on our radar last summer, and it wasn't a big debate. We knew he was going to be good for us. We just didn't know how good. I think over the course of the season, he picked up a couple of niggly injuries that he fought through and didn't moan about. He just got on with. But a heck of a player for us down the stretch. Showed up in all the big games. He was involved in most of the big plays throughout the season. And really just a smart, intelligent hockey player. I think we could still get more out of Shane, and that's what I'm banking on. But regardless, great hockey player that we've signed.
I spoke to Shane on Monday night, and it was really interesting talking to him about the injury that he picked up in Manchester, which was a pretty big injury, and yet, as far as he was concerned, it was just something that happens, and couldn't get back in the team quick enough.
Absolutely, he's a competitor, and he has the type of attitude that we want around here. We want winners, and we want guys that are committed to making this squad as best as it can possibly be. And Shane is certainly one of those guys, and he'll be a leader for us this year. I think it's important that in terms of, not only our fan base to see that we're committed to putting together that team that they want to watch week in and week out, but also to potential players that we're trying to recruit, that we are serious, that we have we're getting our team together, and we are signing good players. So it shows players out there that our intentions, and our intentions are to put together a winner. And like I said, with Stocks and Dings, 2 great competitors, and I just need to build around that now.
British players, I mean, we've seen Peacock this week go from Belfast to Braehead. Are you looking at people like that, maybe?
That's something that's never been off our radar. Talked to a number of guys, and unfortunately they're tied up for the season. But you know what? We'll keep showing our intentions out there. I think it's important that we definitely broaden our scope, and the most competitive players get into our lineup. That's something that we've never shut the door on, but maybe being a bit more proactive about it now.
You identified after the Nottingham game at the playoff finals, you identified that they had 4 really strong lines that they could keep on hitting teams with. So is this basically your intention for next year, to get something very similar?
That's a tricky one, Ali. I know that a number of teams in the league have decided to go with 4 lines. As it stands right now, we'll be putting together 3 extremely competitive and strong lines. But if you make a couple solid additions to the lineup and add that depth, that's something that I definitely wouldn't say no to. So I can't give you a direct answer on that one right now. It's going to see how the team develops, but I'm definitely not going to pigeonhole us as in just one form right now. We'll see how recruitment goes this summer, and we can definitely build around that.
You've got a good core of Brits that come back year after year, and the club's always had a good tradition of bringing local players onto the team. I assume that you're still looking at these guys as well, and they're still in contention.
Absolutely, and what people have to remember is the commitment and time that these guys have spent over the years. These guys have been with the club since, some of them since they're 14 years old. I mean, that's important that we honor that tradition. I know that my boss is ardent that this is a local club that uses local players, and we're going to support that junior development any way we can to develop them and get them through. I don't think people understand how wide the gap actually is, but we'll work on closing that gap. In the meantime, our local Brits have to work hard. The league's evolved. I think it's important that they come as best prepared they can to earn a spot in this lineup, because their spot has to be earned. It can't just be given. And at the same time, we're always looking on the outside to improve this club. If we didn't do that, we would just be closing a door that doesn't need to be closed.
It's a number of years since the Flyers last played in the SNL. I think sometimes, just picking up on something you said there, I think sometimes we forget just how different the skill level is in both those leagues.
100%. I just hark back to our first year when we made the jump to the Elite League. Naive, absolutely. Thought we were just going to make that transition and it would be fine. Wasn't the case. But the gap was incredible. The fortunate thing I think that our local guys had was the fact that there was no pressure that year. We were getting in there, and they got their a chance to develop and earn their spot in the lineup. And since then, over the years, some of them have done, well, all of them have done a remarkable job for us. And I want that tradition to continue. And some of them are getting a little older. I don't know how long some of these guys are going to play. So we need the next generation coming through and developed. And these guys have to make sure that they come in and they really want to go out in the next year or 3 years, whatever it is, on a high and really enjoy their hockey.
And just finally, just give us an idea of what the process is over the next few weeks. So we've had a couple of announcements already. So how's the recruitment going? What sort of things are you doing? How long do you think it's going to take you to get a team together?
Well, that's a difficult one to say. I mean, sometimes these things happen quick and you have your team right away. Sometimes it goes right down to the wire and you're wondering if it's going to come together. We seem to be ahead of the game this year. Talking to a number of guys right now, a number of agents. I think it definitely helps when word gets out that Fife is a great place to play. It's an organization on the up. It's the guys are treated extremely well here, and we have ambition to do well. So the last 4 years has really gone a long way to showing that. We've continuously improved each year. We're looking to do that again. And I think it's important that we, or myself, I convey that onto the agents that we have relationships with. And they've responded well. And we're getting sent a great quality of player. It's deciding which pieces of that puzzle fit together, which is, there's a little bit of luck involved and there's a lot of research involved. So it can be a long process. It can be quick. It all depends if the right guys come along. And so far, we're really liking what we're seeing.
And ambitions for next season? You're looking to get further up the table than sixth?
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, it was our most successful year last season, but we finished in sixth place. So we need to push ourselves up that table. We need to propel ourselves forward. And I made no secret about it. That really hurt to lose that conference on a tiebreaker. That was a great opportunity for us to bring back some silverware to this club, which I firmly believe that my bosses, the players, and the fans really deserve some success here. They've been patient, and now it's time to drive that success home. Although it's going to be difficult, you see what's going on around the league, and there isn't any team in this league going to make it easy on us.